how I came about creating Life in a Fasted Lane. It is just amazing. So let me start here. My name is Lynette, and I am a book author. I prayed about, 6 months ago. And I was like, what is something that I can bring to the table that I can become an entrepreneur with? Something that I have faith and trust in, that I've done repetitively, something that I know that I can bring that has so much value to the table. Like I can bring it and it's like, whoa, and there's just rolling. Okay, so that's what I did. I created Life in a Fasted Lane. And what it is a series of books that help people and will help people and guide people on how to live a fasted life. And so how this came about, let me tell you a little bit about me. Well, my name is Lynette, like I said, and I am blessed to be a blessing. I'm just so excited. I'm sitting here and my body's doing this just with such beautiful positive energy, because I know what I'm doing is here to help change the world. It is here to help people step into the knowing of who they are. I am here to help people realize that they're the affirmation that they've been seeking their whole life. I'm here to help you step into the position of knowing your inner magic. And I want to help you do that like I've helped myself and I've helped people around me. And I will share a little bit about those stories with you as we get further along into this podcast. So where it started with me was, I live a very, very beautiful life. I am beyond blessed. I have been like every other person. I have the story of, we were raised on microwave dinners, single parent, abuse from the other parent, neglect from the other parent, love from the parent that took care of me, but love only knowing how they knew how to love, because then themselves had went through abuse themselves, because you remember the abuse. But we just abuse on different levels. It's something else that we'll get into. I talk about it in my book, my personal book about myself, Fearless and Flawless. That is actually a book that will be coming out later. It is more in depth about me, and I'm so excited to share it with you guys, because I really do believe that being your own emotional punching bag fucking sucks. And we abuse ourselves on so many levels, and we abuse ourselves consciously and unconsciously. And so I have created this thing with fasting that actually helps you on all levels. It helps you with your body. It helps you with your mental alertness. It helps you with being able to communicate clearly. One of the most fascinating things about me is that I struggle with dyslexia. And not only that, I have a speech impediment. And so when I talk, I'm bringing to you who I am. I'm coming to you knowing that there might be a fool out there who's going to say something icky about who I am. And I'm okay with that, because I know the grounding of who I am. And I know that everything that I'm doing is in a place of love and servitude. I have been blessed with the fact that I have always had great jobs. I've always been in management. I'm a trainer. I've done developing. I've done coaching programs. I've done all different types of things. I have been blessed on multiple levels throughout my career. And we have a change that's coming up this next year, where we're moving from Texas and we're moving to Pennsylvania. It has more benefits. It has things that we need. I have a daughter that is autistic, and she is my forever daughter. She's 24. Her name's Olivia. I have 5 kids, and they are grown, and I have 5 grandchildren, which I'm so blessed with. And being able to get benefits from my daughter has been one of the most trying things that I've had to do. To even say that she exists, because she's never had a job because she has a mental delay. To even say that she's human. I have her name tattooed on my back, but that's not good enough. I have the stretch marks from where she came from my body, but it still hasn't been good enough. And so we have taken a lot of consideration, and we are deciding that it is time to replant our asses. And so that's what we're doing. And my granddaughter, one of them, she is actually autistic as well, but she's nonverbal, and she also has epilepsy. So being able to go where we're going to have a lot more amenities to us is what is important. But with that being said, that means that we're moving, and every single one of the jobs that I have had have been long stint jobs. I've always, like I said, I've always been in management. I've always been in teaching and developing. And so I am stepping away from that, and I'm becoming an entrepreneur. And I was like, well, what can I do to continue my purpose of helping people and continue my drive to show people that they are loved and that they are loved, and that no matter what has been given to you in your life, you can be successful. Because I am a true story of that. I came from abuse. Like I said, my mother was my abuser. My mother had a lot of mental issues. My mother is no longer with us. But after her death, I was able to really do a lot of a self-evaluation. And my mother was diagnosed with multiple personality disorder. And she truly had multiple personality disorders. She would change on you. You could have a conversation with her and she would switch into a 5-year-old. Or she would switch into a 16-year-old. It's very different. But from all of that, I have been blessed, and I have learned so many great things. It's just like all of these things were thrown. My energy pulled in all of these crazy experiences. And with those experiences, I have been able to create this amazing program. And the reason being is because when I started to heal myself, I started evaluating my thoughts. I started really looking at the stem of the thought and what is the triggering force that's behind it. And what I've really come to realize is that a trigger is here to show you what you need to work on. And it could be a trigger of fear. And every single time that something happens, you're jumpy, you're on edge, you don't trust your own decisions, you don't trust your own decision making. And more or less, you're probably trusting somebody else's decision making because you don't know how to trust in yourself. And I have really worked within my inner self to trust who I am and the knowing of who I am. And having faith that when I step out and I step forward in what I'm called to do, that I will do it with the most beautiful success. And I realized that by really changing my thinking. And I started with self-help. I started down this journey that I had already had these beautiful things enlightened into me and put into me because of my religious background and how my grandmother really impressed church. And I went to school. I didn't finish it, but I started it to be an evangelist. I went to the Rhema Bible study, and I did the course through my church, Glenwood Springs, New Creation in Glenwood Springs, Colorado. So I've always had a heart, and I've always had a place of servitude. Like, I've always wanted to help. I just didn't know how I was going to do it. And I knew that I didn't want to be somebody who just came and preached at you, because I don't think that that's the way it should be. I think that we all should learn together, and I think that we all should grow together. And so there's something that I've done for a really long time is fasting. And it is something that was given to me from my grandmother. and through going through all my years of church. And 3 years ago, I really found myself in a place of not knowing what I was supposed to do. I had been separated for a really long time, and I was single. I had tried to date. I had tried to really just find myself, and I really wasn't being successful doing it. I felt like I was just going on the same bus ride over and over again. And I was being this emotional punching bag to myself that was so devastating. And it was like this abuse cycle that I could not shake. It was like, you can do it, Lynette. You can do it, Lynette. You can do it, Lynette. And it was like, bam, I hit a fucking wall again. And so I was like, what can you do? What can you do to change you and to really get tuned and honed in on who you are? Because you have so much value that you bring. And this self-abuse bus, these wheels just keep on rolling, and we've got to change this. And so I did a fast for 31 days where I gave up everything. I gave up everything. I had met my girlfriend a few weeks before my fast had started. I explained to her, this is what I'm doing. If we're going to have a relationship, I'm giving up everything. And she was all for it, because she herself had come out of an experience where she'd been single for about 3 years, and she wasn't dating actively. And to be able to get to know somebody, we wanted to have that place, that foundation. And so that's what we did. And through that fast, it was life-changing. I had the most amazing fast. I had the most amazing time. I had the most amazing mental alertness, awareness shifting that happened within me. And it was just magic. And because of that, I have kept a fasted lifestyle. Now, I fast every year at the beginning of the year. It's a church thing. It's a religious thing. Most churches do it. Everybody fasts at the beginning of the year to bring in income into the church and bring in new knowledge and new shifting and new mental awareness. And there's just a lot of beauty with it. And so I have been really focusing on all different healing modalities. I've learned about Reiki. I have studied it nonstop because I believe that there's power. The power of healing is in your own hands. You have heat that resonates from your body. We can heal ourselves if we can really just truly find within us that we are our own creators, that we are our own manifestors. And so I did that, and I started to create this amazing alertness and awareness within myself. And I started speaking these powerful affirmations over myself that I created in myself, because I was like, I loved that Louise was able to bring me affirmations that were so powerful, but I'm like, those are hers. What are mine? And so I would just start speaking to myself. And the first beautiful one that really just resonated with me is that I am the affirmations that I've been seeking. I am it. Everything about me resonates. This positive love, this beauty, this grace, this knowing. The walls of decay crumble away. They crumble away. My mental alertness is beautiful. My mental awareness is on top of it. I listen to who I am. I listen to the knowing of my inner self. I trust in the inner knowing of me. And I have created this within myself, and I love where it has brought me in life, and I love where it has taken me. I love the fact that it has shifted me into this beautiful presence of a person. And I'm just slowly peeling back the layers of the onion. I'm just slowly doing it. I'm just slowly getting rooted and grounded in who I am and the offerings that I can bring to humanity. And to everyone around me, because I believe that I leave an impression. I believe that I leave a mark on every single experience that I have in life. And I have conditioned myself in the knowing of that, in the belief in that, and the belief that I am the strength that I need. Like, my inner strength comes from within me. And so with that fast that I did, when it was February, my girlfriend and I actually made ourselves a couple shortly after. Well, I did it, and we created this relationship that is absolutely phenomenal. Like, accountability on a totally different level. We both bring so much value to this relationship. We bring love, respect, honor. We bring grace. We bring loyalty. We bring what it is to have that inner connection of knowing who we are. And I love that about us. And I love it about who I am and what I represent. And with making this podcast, I just really wanted you guys to kind of have an understanding of who the person was behind the microphone, and what I bring to you as an individual, but also as a group of people. My goal is to have materials that will actually work for corporate businesses all the way down to a individual household. I think that all of us being able to get really tapped into different healing modalities, really learning about meditation, really learning about what it does for you and how it benefits your body and how it helps you get settled in mental awareness and alertness. Like, if it's all about the wording, it's all about the way that you say it, it's all about the way you present it. And there is such power in our words, and that's why affirmations are so beautiful. And so I started speaking powerful affirmations over myself, and then I lived a fasted lifestyle. I don't do social media. I'm very rarely on there. If I'm on there, it's something that's going to be talking about my book. I don't follow new people. And it's not that I don't love people, because I do love people. If I'm going to follow you, it's probably going to be through YouTube, because I want to learn from you. I want to be developed from you. I want to hear those beautiful golden nuggets that you have, and that I'm like, ooh, that's just juicy. And I love that. And so then I can share those with other people, because I love being an advocate. I love being able to share with people my success, but also how to become successful, how to become more alert mentally, physically, how to be more alert about what you're doing to your body, how you're loving your body, how you're embracing your body, because everything that you do comes back to this human suit. It comes back to the clarity of who you are and this beautiful suit that we've been given, because we've all chose our paths. We've all chosen what we're doing. We chose our parents. We chose this. And it's really hard sometimes to think that we did, but we really did. And with that being said, that means let's embrace it. Let's really just get to the inner knowing of who we are. And it's probably the most scariest thing that we could ever do, is to ask ourselves, who are you truly? What do you represent truly? Like, I see parts of you. I see glimpses of you when I see you through my everyday actions, but are you living in the present now? Are you living in the present moment of now? Are you living in the past moments of your past? And you're letting those be the things that influence your decisions and dictate the way that your life should go. Having an understanding of who you are and being able to really grasp the inner knowing of yourself is what shifts you. There are so many beautiful things out there that we can do each and every day to bring ourselves a source of brightness throughout the day. And it's really just a choice. I meet people all the time that thrive off of different things. Some people thrive off of chaos. Some people thrive off of abuse. Some people thrive off of their inner knowing of who they are, and they run with it and they're successful with it. You know, it really just shows us that what we do with our lives and how we interact and how we act is what is going to be our success. Some people want to just come here and they just want to be parents. They just want to live a normal life and they just want to work the 9-to-5 job, and that's what they're doing on this radio, this trip that they're on, this go around, you know, and I'm grateful for that. Some people want to be able to become, you know, billionaires and travel the world and do these great things and just live a really solitude life and not really share it with other people. But then there's other people that want to become the billionaire, that want to share their billions with people because they know that when they do that, it will all come back to them. And that's what I'm doing. I'm taking all of the knowledge that I have. I'm taking all of the blessings that I've been given. I am taking everything that I've been taught, every single life situation that's been given to me, or that I've manifested myself, or I've produced myself through my own energy. I love every one of those. I've learned to love every one of those experiences now. And I embrace each and every one of them. So when those thought patterns come against me, or those processes, or those things, those triggering moments, I kind of just am really good about sitting back now and being like, okay, what is the overall view of this? Like really pulling myself from that feeling of being in there in that moment, but coming to the outside of it and being like, kind of overlooking it and being like, why does that thought keep coming against me? What is it about that thought? Do I need to forgive myself for that? Do I need to forgive somebody else? Do I need to work on my interactions with other people because I may be a hot ass and rude and disrespectful and snippy? Or maybe I need to actually listen to other people and hear what their words are saying, their voices, because that's where the power is. Because the power comes from what you speak out of your mouth. Because, you know, it says, my children perish for a lack of knowledge. And I truly believe that. We perish because we don't know who we are. We listen to what other people tell us to be. We do what other people tell us to do. But to have your own individuality, to have your own knowing, to have your own rooted and groundedness is really fucking hard. And I'm going to say, out of a statistic, if I was to be guesstimating, and I'm not joking, I'm going to say it's probably 68% of us know who we are. 68. And it's a lot higher than what people would think. I would think. But we do know who we are. We're just lost along the way. We find some detours sometimes. And we go down these paths. And these paths we may stumble on. We may, you know, hit our toe or something. But every single one of these paths are a great opportunity to learn. And it's really hard when you're in that moment. It's really hard to pull yourself away from that moment and be like, okay. It really is. And we all know that. Because if it wasn't, you wouldn't be smiling at this video right now being like, fuck, she's right. Like, that's so true. And I am so good about accountability. I call myself out on everything. That's really where it started with me, okay? It was the fasting. So I have created a program of fasting that's different than other people. Like, I think that you should fast for 12 hours with water. And then after that 12 hours, I think you should really think to yourself, be like, hey, you know, what is there something that I can do? Because I'm really starving right now. And I still need to feed my body and let my body know that I appreciate it and I love it. And I love that it's fasting with me. And my gut health's being promoted right now. And my inner lining is working for me, because everything that happens to us comes from our gut. Sickness comes from your gut. Everything comes from your gut. So I meditated, I prayed, and what came to me was fasting. Let's heal the gut. Let's heal the stomach. Because by healing the innerness, we can heal all of it. And so with my fasting program, one of the many ones that I have, I've come up with, and this is actually what I do personally, is I do 12 hours of water, and then I'll ask myself, How hungry are you? Do you feel like you need to eat, or would you like to just be adventurous and do another 12 hours of water? Or would you like to do a smoothie? But let's go ahead and do like a vegetable smoothie. Let's gear more towards greens and veggies. Like, let's go down a really healthy, or let's do juice, like vegetable juice, like straight juice water. That's it. Or let's go ahead and do some bone broth. I love to give options, and the reason why I love to give options is because I don't want fasting to be intimidating. I don't want fasting to be like, oh my gosh, I'm giving up life itself. Because you really feel like you are. Your mind will tell you so many things. Your mind will tell you, oh my gosh, you're going to die within the first 10 hours because you have nothing in your stomach. Or it's going to tell you, all you're going to do is your stomach's just going to growl. And it's going to be just like when you were a kid and you were starving, you had to go to bed. Or you're going to tell yourself, you know what, I'm a badass motherfucker. And I am going to fast this 12 hours because I am going to promote this amazingness that is going on within my stomach, because I feel crappy. And when I eat crappy food, I feel crappy. And when I don't eat healthy, I feel crappy. And when I drink soda all day, I feel crappy. And when I don't take care of myself, I feel crappy. So let's change it. Let's help you fast in different ways. Also, you'll take that opportunity to really think through yourself of, what do I want to do? If you're going to make a smoothie, appreciate cutting those vegetables. Appreciate prepping prepping everything for yourself, because you're going to take that nutrients in. If you decide, you know what, I actually want to do the 12 hours of water because I'm going to bed right now. I started this fast this morning and I know I can sleep through this. I'm going to go ahead and do that. So then you're going to go to bed. Okay. And then when you get up in the morning, you're going to ask yourself after 12 hours, because you're trusting yourself for 12 hours, you're going to be like, hey, maybe I want to do another 12 hours of water, or maybe I'll do some bone broth because something warm on my stomach is good. I also do coffee in the morning when I'm fasting. I do coffee and it gets me going. I do coffee. I love coffee. So with that being said, with fasting, it doesn't have to be an ugly thing. It doesn't have to be a thing that you're like, oh my gosh, are you serious? You want me to do this? You want me to abuse myself so bad? Okay, if you want to look at it that way. But no, I want you to love yourself. I want you to embrace the amazingness you are. How many days do you go all the time and you get home and you're like, fuck, I didn't eat all day? I actually only had the coffee that I had this morning because you're in one state of mind. Go, 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 go. Okay? You've already lived a fasted life that day. The only thing is you didn't put it in the water that you needed to. So I want to teach you to impress that water within you. And then when you get home and you decide that you're starving and that your world's going to end because your stomach's going to eat itself from the inside out, you're going to give yourself a choice of, what am I going to do? Do I want to eat a dinner? And if I do, is it going to be before 6? Because you should never eat after 6. And that's actually true. You shouldn't. Because the average person goes to bed around 10. I'll have it. Okay? 2.5 hours for your body to digest your food. So you're going to go and you're going to sit in an inactive place. Possibly have a couple soda beverages, maybe have a couple beers. Who knows? Okay? Who knows? But you're going to go through this and you're going to be like, damn, I feel like I just wasted my whole fasted day. Because then you're going to beat yourself up for no apparent reason, which is really sad because it's just we're conditioned that way. And I've helped people break that pattern. I've helped people really change their bodies completely. I have women that are fasting for 36 hours a week that look younger than what they did before. Because fasting rejuvenates your cells. Fasting is the fastest way to suck in your skin. Put water in you, hydration. Okay? And then let fasting do the rest of the work for you. I mean, you can do a 3-day water fast and literally promote your gut health so much that your body regenerates and restarts everything and just starts taking away the uckiness in your cells, the parts that we don't need anymore, and it rejuvenates. It's just fascinating. It's fascinating what it can do. And giving up food is the hardest thing that we can do. It's the hardest, most difficult thing that we can do because we are conditioned that we can't live without it. We are conditioned that we're going to die, death, without it. And I'm here to say it's not true. I'm here to say that living a fasted life is a great thing. I think that living a fasted lifestyle is fasting for 36 hours a week, doing a liquid fast once a week, just once a week. That's all I'm asking, just once a week. And it's how you talk to yourself through your fast. It's how you approach the fast. It's how you communicate to yourself through this, because you're worth every single minute of this fast. And you're like, well, I really don't eat a lot anyways. Well, fuck, man, let's fast social media. We can give up social media for a week. Come on now. There are so many forms of fasting. Let's be smart about this. I don't want any excuses. My daddy said excuses are like asses and they all stink. And I fucking agree with him. That Marine is damn straight and right. So let's talk about this. I mean, I've had every single excuse given to me. So let me give you a few of the best ones. I'm a manager and I have employees underneath me. I've had employees underneath me from my very first job. I've always been in management. I ran a bed and breakfast. It was amazing. I did that when I was younger. I worked for a Kroger City Market when they had a video department back in the day when I was like 18, 19. Oh yeah, that ought to age me. And I have just learned all of these like just really great things and all of these things that we can fast. You can fast TV. You can fast pornography. You can fast sex. You can fast whatever's holding you back. You can fast the fact that you abuse yourself and you go to bed late every night. We can change that into a fasting pattern and a fasting habit because you want to live a fasted lifestyle. So you've conditioned yourself to go to bed at a healthy time because you're worth it and your mind deserves it and your body deserves it. And now I'm not saying go sleep for 12 hours. I'm not saying no. I'm saying a cautious way of thinking and living and loving yourself and embracing yourself. That's really what this is about. This is about really just getting honed in on who you are through a healthy lifestyle, through a lifestyle where you're not going to beat the fuck out of yourself every day. Because I see it all the time. Like I see it, I watched it within myself. I would feel guilty for drinking a glass of wine. I would tell myself I was an alcoholic because I drank a glass of wine. Why? Because there was a time in my life that I probably drank a little bit more heavy than I should have. And I abused myself through that. Why? Because I was my own emotional punching bag. Why? Because we abuse ourselves. We are so ugly to ourselves. We don't need anybody else to do it. Why? When you can hold your own hands and do it your fucking self. And that's what happened to me. I shifted everything. I shifted my energy. I shifted my way of thinking. I shifted every single thing that I was doing for myself. I shifted the way I woke up in the morning. I wake up in the morning and I take a shower in the dark. I shave my legs in the dark. I do this because I have learned to trust myself. It was a way for me to learn that I can trust myself. I can trust my own decisions. I can trust the knowing of who I am. I can trust that every decision that I make, I am doing it in my best interest for me and everyone around me. I can have trust and faith in that. And that's really what I want to show people. The reason why I am embracing fasting the way that I am is because you can bring fasting into every religion. That's why I'm doing it. Because you can bring fasting into everything medically. You can bring fasting into every aspect of your life. A fasted lifestyle is a new lifestyle. It is the new lifestyle. It is the healthy lifestyle. It is the style that makes us who we are and who helps create our own knowing and inner beingness, because nobody else can fast for you. And it is the closest and fastest way to get into interconnection with your inner I am. So if you are looking for ways to hear the voice in your head when you're meditating, fast. Fast for 2 or 3 days and meditate. Your life will shift, and your life will shift like that, because fasting is a healing modality that will heal you just like that. People are curing themselves from type 2 diabetes. People are restoring and regenerating their inner body by fasting. And I just want to bring it. I just want to bring it to you guys, and I just want to show you how to do it. Just to love it, to embrace it, and to know that you're worth it. I am a people watcher. I love people. And I can watch when somebody takes a bite of food, and I can tell you right then and there if they're emotionally abusing themselves. I can tell you exactly probably what they're thinking, because I have been an observer of people. And through that, I've been able to give this to a few of my employees. And so I have one of my employees, she drinks a bottle of water when she wakes up, and she drinks a bottle of water when she goes to bed. Her sister does it as well because she works for me too. And so does her cousin. And everybody tells me, your skin is great. You're so pretty. You know, what is it that you do? You don't wear makeup. You don't da-da-da-da-da. And I tell them, I drink water. I will give all of that glory to water, to the purification of water. Water is a miracle for you. Water is what you need. You want healthy skin? You want young skin? Water. You want your hair to grow? You want, the stimulation in your body to work properly? Water. It's just real simple and basic. Water. Water, but yet we are so scared of water. We flavor it. We don't like the way it tastes. We think it tastes too salty or it tastes too sweet. We have excuses for everything, okay? This is what I'm going to tell you. I drank every single bottle of water I could drink until I figured out which one I liked the most. And then that's the bottle of water that I went with. You have to make it work for you. And when you're doing these type of programs, you need to really look at yourself as a student. If you can look at yourself as a student while you're doing it, you'll be able to accomplish more. You'll be able to achieve more, because your state of mind will be in the right state of mind. And that is the one thing about fasting, is that you have a mindset that you are doing this for your best health. And it is amazing that those two things just really coincide together. And that's really where success comes from when it comes to any type of healing modality. If it's meditation, if it's using Reiki, if it's Taoism, whatever it is, there's just so many beautiful things. And I just am so excited to share them with you guys. I am absolutely ecstatic for this. And I just really want to be the voice that accompanies you on this journey, and the voice that you hear, and when you hear it, you hear the love, and you hear the dedication, and you hear the commitment, and you hear that I'm doing this with you. There is not one thing I would ask you to do that I wouldn't stand next to you to do. If I ask my employee to go clean a restroom, I will stand right next to them and scrub the damn toilet myself. I know who I am and where my accountability falls. I know how strong I am. I know how confident I am. And I know that my inner strength is what helps get me to where I need to go each and every day. My goal in life is to always have a positive word for somebody, to always give somebody something to know that they can do it. During my fast with my partner, I committed to, it was a plastic bag, it was a Jelly Belly bag, and we actually lived in 2 different homes. And I want to tell you how the universe works, all right? So I have people throw game at me all the time. I'm not gonna lie. Just be real, right? And I normally don't respond at all. And one day, I got this message. I don't even know where it came from. And it was my partner. And she's like, we want to talk. We live close by each other. And it was like for a friends group or something. And I was like getting ready to delete it off. And something said, don't do that. And I didn't. And it was really crazy because if you went from my apartment doorstep and you literally got out on one road, it took you exactly 30 minutes away to her doorstep. Tell me how the universe works, okay? And so my first commitment to myself during this fast was to carry this jelly bean bag because I have a cotton candy obsession, and there is a cotton candy store in one of the malls, and I had bought 15 different types of cotton candy because, hello, so amazing. I like to try all the flavors. And it is the cutest bag, and I used to carry a backpack all the time because of being in management, and I have just so much shit. And I would put this bag in there, and I would take my clothes. So whenever I'd stay the night, I would take my clothes, and I committed to this bag for a year. And that was my first true commitment to myself. And you're like, it was a fucking Jelly Belly bag. Yeah, it was. But I did it every single time I stayed. I used that bag. I didn't grab another bag out of the closet. I held myself accountable. And being able to hold yourself accountable for the littlest things helps create the tools that you need to hold yourself accountable for the big things. So I want to teach people how to start little, and I'm going to help the person who's already there to start how to just fast. There's all different levels of this, and that's what I'm doing. I'm bringing those levels to you. I'm bringing each and every one of you this love, and I will meet you where you're at. I will meet you exactly where you're at because I've been there. And I love every single stage of this. I love being able to watch myself shift. Like every single time that I do something, it is absolutely phenomenal to see the shift within myself. I am blown away. And I'm blown away by the love that I bring with it. And I'm showing up for myself right now. I'm showing up for myself to make this first podcast so I can make the second one, which my book was, it's been submitted to KDP. It's The Art of Fasting, A Guide to Self-Love and Radical Healing. And it is a book that tells you about fasting. It gives you a guide on how to fast. It tells you what all the benefits are. It is just a book of beautiful material and tools to be a complete success through your fasting adventures. And I'm so excited for that. I have a 3-day water fast book that I will be publishing soon as well. And it will have the way that I do fasting with your 12 hours. And then that way it's not an intimidating force of, oh my gosh, I have to fast for 12. I mean, 24 hours, you just do 12. And then you ask yourself, okay, do I need some type of liquid? Do I need to help myself? Because even through a water fast, I want to encourage you to build up to where you can just do water. You know, it doesn't have to be, I'm jumping into this full force. We are creatures of habit. We have to learn, and we have to be instructed and guided through all of this. And that's where the success comes from. Thank you so much for hearing me. I hope that I gave you enough of what you needed to kind of have an understanding about me. The next podcast will be dropping probably within the next few days. And the reason why is I'm just waiting for that go ahead that book has been accepted totally, completely through KDP. My partner and I are so excited. We both have started a publishing house called Glass House Publishing. I published through KDP at first because I'm learning. It's all new to me. I am here to help people publish books if they have learning disabilities, because yes, the art of fasting is just something that I'm going to do because I believe that I'm a teacher, I'm a lover, I am here to help people just embrace their inner badassness and their wholeness. And I want to show people how to love themselves truly, because we're all lovable. And love is what's really going to help shift and change our universe. And I believe that we're in a time of phase right now where the next 100 years, it will never be the same. The abuse will never be the same. All of that is going to be ending. I truly believe that with all my heart, because there's too much technology now. There's just too much ways for us to get information out there, and our kids are smart and resilient now. They're not scared to use their voices. They're not scared to be bold because we gave that to them. And I love that. Like, my granddaughter Zoe is fire. Like, this little girl, if you want to have a conversation with a grown-up, I'll hook you up with her, okay? You can have a real conversation. You can know what it's like to actually talk to somebody who has their shit together at 11. It is amazing. It's absolutely mind-blowing and amazing. And I love it. And it's the truth. You know, we as people have an opportunity to step up and step out. And I know that you guys have a calling for it. So let me help you with your calling. We can get you fasting, and then you can meditate, and then you can learn to love, embrace, and speak beautiful, powerful words over you, because you're fucking a badass. And I love you all so much already. Like, you have no idea. I pray. I've been praying and meditating about every single person that this reaches. I know that there is a blanket that's being thrown over the universe right now of energy, and there is all different people that are stepping up and stepping out that are bringing beautiful healing things. You have the Gala Darlings, you have the Jay Shettys, you have so many people, Louise Hayes, you have Wayne Dryers, you have so many people, you have the people of old, you have the people that everybody's like, oh, you shouldn't listen to them. Or, oh, I listened to them. They really didn't do much for me. I really want to put a stamp on that and get the fucking stop doing that to people. Joyce Myers was one of my best influencers in my life, okay? And I would never say that she did not give me beautiful tools. Okay, so if you learned something from somebody, remember that beauty of what you learned, all right? And don't say bad things about people, because this is their story. Esther Hicks is amazing if you want to learn how to really become in tune to your inner vibration. There are just a list of people in every one of my books. There is a self-help portion. A self-help portion meaning there's a dedication page. There is the people that I have learned from and I have been taught so well from. I put all of that information in there. I am just absolutely blessed. Dr. J, The fasting doctor, like I'm telling you, if you can get tuned into this, there are people that are doing this already. They just need the material. I'm bringing the material, okay? Because I know the success in this. I know the success is phenomenal because I'm doing it every day. I fast every week. My employees will be on my other podcast. I am bringing people in so you guys can hear them and you can hear their testimonies and you can see them. I am excited to be able to be part of this with you guys. I am just so grateful for this time and opportunity. And I just really want to take 30 seconds and tell you about my first episode of my podcast, which is The Symphony of Fasting and Self-Discovery. It is a podcast that has some beautiful segments in it, and we are going to touch on all different things. We're going to explore the blending of fasting and affirmations together. We are going to explore how fasting improves insulin and how it can help heal your body from type 2 diabetes. We are going to explore the mindfulness within fasting and how it can help your health benefits on all levels. Absolutely love it. I have had such a great fun time creating this material. You know, the conscious awareness that we have in spiritual connection is beautiful. And I'm just so happy to help bring this to you. I love you all. Have a blessed day.